Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancake!
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy Wizbiz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable. Mathematical.
Bacon pancake.
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable. Mathematical.
Bacon pancake.
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable. Mathematical.
Bacon pancake.
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable. Mathematical.
Bacon pancake.
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition. Unacceptable. Mathematical.
Bacon pancake.
Time to get real. I want to see some crazy Wizbiz.
What's the magic made out of? Ding dong.
I want to see some of that Wizbiz. Hey there.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Wizbiz, what are we calling this? The Wizbiz Halloween live stream.
Halloween live stream where we Halloween and live stream.
Halloween with Wizbiz. I totally forgot to put on my costume, which is just a wizard hat. But, oh, and look, I'm wearing a really nice, I'm wearing an ascot, but you can't see it because the microphone's in the way.
I'm wearing a shirt with Alf from the TV show Alf of Baphomet.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
cool.
it says Balphomet. I figured it was Halloween appropriate. So I need to not hold my hand like that because that's where the microphone is. This is weird. I'm not used to this setup. My streaming setup's different. How are you, Eric? Welcome to the show.
I am doing great, Alex. Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying sort of like the setup for this and getting everything ready. Oh yeah, and let's see. So I mean, it rained a lot today. I discovered that rainproof is more like an empty promise.
Oh, wait, sorry. You can keep talking.
It's more like an empty promise than something that's always true. And so when I showed up here, I was pretty soaked, and I still have like some wet. I'm wet. That's how I'm doing. But I'm happy. I'm loving the weather. I'm loving everything. I'm excited about some of the stuff we're going to do tonight. We have Tiromancy, which is divination by cheese.
Good question.
Yeah.
Wait. Because Eric and I were talking about, it turns out there's two ways to do divination by wax, two ways to spell it. Tiro or Tyro?
What's TY?
Yeah, so it'd be Ty, right?
Dude, I've
sorry.
never been happy with the way that English manages Greek loanwords, so I'm just going to pronounce it however I
So
want.
that's the kind of Greeky way to put it in linguistic terms. The Greeky way would be
Greeky way.
Tyromancy.
Tyromancy, yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you pronounce the island? Is it Tyros or Tyros? Or the city or whatever? No, there's a place in Greece like Tyros or Tyros. Tyros.
That'd be Tyros, and I think
That's
that
Tyros?
means cheese.
Okay. No, I think there's an island with something like that. Who
Okay,
cares?
well, I mean, there's an island named after lesbians. There can be an island named after cheese. Why not?
The island of Sapphos, exactly. Yeah. Well, I wonder what. Sorry, we're going to say things every now and again.
Oh,
what do you think a key frame interval is, Eric?
A key frame interval is basically what it is. It's a frame interval that's really, really important.
Got it. I believe that's right.
Or were you saying something else?
No, that was it. I just saw it right there on the screen.
Keyframe interval.
No.
Shit, I have no idea. But I did just remember something very important, which is that I left my notebook with all of my notes for the episode in the other room.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go get that. You get to entertain our guest, unless you think.
I'm pretty sure the guest is me and you.
Really? Oh, I'm not counting. I don't get counted. I'm in the stream manager.
Yeah.
So we might have.
Well, anyway, if you're on YouTube, we're also on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. All right, Eric's going to grab his notebook. I am going to
tell a story.
No, I'm going to boot up Hollow Knight. We're going to do a Steel Soul run while it was in the other room. It should only take. It took me 8 hours last time, so walk slowly. Happy Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Everyone bow to the Pumpkin King in this town we call home.
Well,
did you forget your notebook?
Very exciting news. I forgot my notebook.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
It is pretty embarrassing, which means that we're going to talk about the episodes, and I'm basically just going to have to make some shit up. Yeah, this is embarrassing. I was kind of really looking forward to showing my notebook to the viewers because my notebook's cool. It's got lots of fun stickers on it and stuff.
Well, you should have done. You should have brought it with you.
I should have.
You know what I do? It's kind of crazy. There are these things. It's called like the internet. Sometimes it's called computers, phones, and
You keep scooting further and further.
I use the words on the computer.
I like to
take notes.
I like to take notes longhand.
Because then if you forget,
while I'm watching Adventure Time.
Because then if you forget, it's right there on the internet.
It's very
It's on the internet.
See, yeah,
it says Wizbiz.
I know. I know you think you're being incredibly clever here.
I'm not incredibly clever. I'm being a scamp. I'm being
when
scampy.
we
You're right. I am.
When we record remotely, I tend to take notes on my computer. But when I'm coming over here, I want my notes to be available in dead tree form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you remember.
We are going to be, so basically what we're doing, for those of you who are watching, we are going to be doing a kind of just a normal episode where we talk about some Adventure Time episodes, and then we're also going to do some divination. So like we were just talking about the cheese divination, and then we have chiromancy, some wax divination, which we did last time, if you recall. But I think we're going to do better this time because now we kind of know what we're doing, right? Oh yeah, thank you. Now I'm going to use other people's notes.
Yes, I've brought up the Adventure Time wiki.
What happened?
I'd scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
It's some auto fucking thing in Windows 11 that it really wants to do exactly what you don't want it to do. Is the design? It's really great.
There's no tiling window manager in Windows 11. This is exciting. I never use Windows.
I am 100% sure there is. I just never use anything. I'm very sure there's a really easy way to do it. I like moving things around with the thing. That's my.
Oh hey, baby GD5 Lovely. Thanks for following us. We just got a new follower on Twitch.
Oh.
Very exciting. Thank you.
And thank you, Stream Elements. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks, Stream Elements, for letting us know that sort of thing is happening.
Solid stuff, Stream Elements.
Yeah, solid stuff. So
that reminds me, I could put Stream Elements in my other stream. Mine doesn't actually show up. I just get a notification in my shit.
We also have some sort of stream stickers thing, but I set it up like 2 years ago. I don't remember how it works. But if you are in our stream and you see the opportunity to create stickers of some sort, there is something that will happen, and we will get like stickers. I don't know what it looks like.
How do you do it? I'm on our stream right now.
Shit, I don't remember.
I don't see anything that says stickers.
I mean, maybe.
You don't have to stop talking.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I don't remember. But we're going to do. We're going to talk about 2 episodes primarily tonight. We're going to talk about The Vault, which is season 5, episode 34, and then we're going to skip ahead a little bit and talk about Red Starved, which is season 5, episode 38. And I know that it's kind of weird for us to have 3 skip episodes. We will talk a little bit about them, but not very much.
That's going to be challenging, right?
I remember most.
Oh,
of
do you?
them.
Nice. I
Yeah.
was going to say, like, I have no fucking idea the names of the ones we skipped.
See, the things that I'm not going to remember are like quotes that I pull out of the
Okay.
episode, which sucks because I there were some really really good ones from these episodes, so I'm not going to have any like fun.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to move a
No,
chair on carpet.
no, I totally, I understand.
So I moved the table to where I thought this would work before we moved like the settings around, and so the table's like way too far this way to seat professionally.
It's tough to have 2 people on one camera, that's for sure.
Yeah, this works because this is the widest fucking camera ever. Like you could have it right here and we'd both still be on it. It's got this massive wide angle, which is really nice. Except like it's wider than the green screen even at this close. Like it's literally like a foot on that side and 2 feet on that side.
Well, it's just it's really fun seeing this setup because it's such a huge upgrade from what we had last year. A green screen, cool background, like all that kind of stuff. It's neat.
Thank the fine professional streamer Alexx, available at Verb Alex on Twitch.
With 2 X's.
Yes, because he is a professional streamer. Because I can make money off the stream. And by
Really?
him, I mean me. Yeah, I got affiliate, and I have made
Sweet.
so far $3 in the last, I think, 6 months.
That is no longer enough to buy a latte.
No, and it's $47 short of being able to get paid because it's a $50 minimum. So technically, I've made absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Well, so before we start out, would you like to try some Tyromancy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. How are you doing? I
I mean,
forgot to ask that question.
Tyromancy would be better, but I'm fine. Just doing a live stream on Twitch and YouTube. Miraculously, it seems like they're both happening. I'm waiting for somebody in chat to pop up and say, "Hey, we can't hear, see, or smell you." The smell would be
Yeah.
weird because the other night I was streaming some Hollow Knight. And for the first 10 minutes, none of the gameplay was up because I was playing a different game. And when I clicked back into my previous settings...
it was still looking for Hollow Knight.
Yeah, which is weird because it's called the same thing every time. It's literally desktop/whatever/hollowknight.exe. Nothing changes. It's the exact same thing. But for some reason, when you switch games, it no longer recognizes the exact same fucking thing, which is very stupid, and I don't like it. I'm sure there's a computer reason for it.
Yeah, I'm sure there is too.
I'm just footloose and fancy free. We're streaming at below 6,000 kbps,
Which I think is fine.
yeah, for some reason that's Twitch's maximum output. I dealt with that on my stream. That sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know. How you doing?
Good. I already answered that. You already asked me that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I stopped paying attention when you talk.
What?
Did I really ask you that?
Yeah.
I made fun of you for getting your thing like a jerk.
Yeah, way at the beginning, you asked me first. That was the first thing.
Really?
You started off in a very, very polite manner. It was incredibly uncharacteristic.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
It
me.
doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah. I think
But-
your memory's going. I think you forgot your notes. I think that you forgot what I said because that doesn't sound like me at all. So speaking of doesn't sound like me, The Vault episode. Wait, before we do that, sorry. Do you have both chats up over there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just accidentally closed mine, so it's on you if you notice something.
Yeah, I mean, I've got both chats, and I just have to switch between them.
Oh, can you not tile or something?
I could, but the screens are wide. There's like, let's see what happens.
Oh, whatever. I didn't mean to start a whole ass thing.
It's a half-ass thing.
All right. Or I could open like one over here and just keep it open.
Bloop. There. I got them
Excellent.
both. Okay, but top chat, I want live chat. Hey, our chat is live.
We're doing it.
Okay, we're good. We're there. We're doing it. Okay. So the vault. This is an excellent episode.
Yes, enjoyed.
It's really one of those like it's one of those episodes that's like such high quality that I had been waiting for us to watch it because I just enjoy it so much. There's a lot of stuff in here that is, I mean, it gets into the wider cosmology of Adventure Time, right? Like it turns out that there are multiple that there's transmigration of the soul. There's metempsychosis in Adventure Time.
Yeah. Or just, reincarnation.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. But, just say it the way the normal people would.
I said it in a Greek way. Is that cool?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a cultural appropriation. But
it wasn't cultural appropriation. Metempsychosis is what Plato talked about.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but Hindus got there first. Erik also forgot to turn his phone on silent.
That's true. I just need to have forgotten one more thing, and then it'll be a hat trick of forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
No, I'm just wondering why it says our streaming is fair. Oh, because it's bumping up above 6,000 according to them. Who cares? Whatever. It seems. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be super high quality. Like, we're just.
No, 6,000 is too high of quality is the problem.
That's so weird.
Twitch has a limit. I got into trouble on my stream with that they kept yelling at me and then made some kind of, I don't know, demotion or something on it.
You got put into Twitch jail?
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was some auto setting. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so the vault has to do with Finn's past life. So we've talked about the vault a lot. Like it's come up multiple times in multiple episodes in the past. Like, Finn runs into something terrifying, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna store that in the vault."
Yeah.
And then in the King Worm episode, where King Worm was invading his dreams, Finn used stuff from the vault to kill King Worm.
Yes.
And that was, and in that episode, we saw the ghost girl who originally showed up in, see, this is where I'll look down here. The ghost girl originally showed up in The Creeps, which was, I think, in season 3.
Yeah.
So in season 3, the Creeps episode was one of those the birthday episodes where they tried to scare Finn or they tried to scare Jake, and they had this whole thing that was just an elaborate ruse. And then at the end of the episode, Finn was like, "What about that ghost that was upstairs?" And everybody's like, "There's no ghost."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
So wait, on the vault note, just to kind of, this is our first context though that the vaults are real. Because previously, we joked around that it's just a coping mechanism for a severely emotionally distressed boy being the last one in the world and, living with monsters every day. But this is the first time it's like, oh no, the vault's real because he has memories from a past life. Yeah. Which is additive to our thoughts.
It definitely turns the vault into something more impressive and stranger. But yeah, and then there was another note that I
can add a fun note here though.
The voice of the person doing the so BMO has a program on him that has a past life regression thing.
Regression simulator.
Regression simulator, and the voice actor for the regression simulator is he's the voice actor for Hermes in Futurama.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
His last name is Lamar.
Oh, Phil Lamar. I was just thinking
Lamar.
that. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see. But so what were you gonna say? So the vault is something more real, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I was trying to give you time to look at the screen instead of going for 5 minutes. It's right there. The answer would have been right there. So what I was gonna say is
it's gonna be 5 seasons and a murder.
it's fun. I'm waiting to die. I got a past life regression years ago.
I was wondering if you had done something like that. I thought that would be. Okay.
So hold on one second.
Oh yeah. Hold
Perfect.
on. I gotta do that too.
Oh, did you already finish yours? Nice. Yeah, so I did a past life regression, and I don't know. Let's just say 8 years ago. It doesn't fucking matter. If anybody wants to listen, it's on the old Alexx cast feed. I go over the results. But yeah, I went and got a whole, got myself hypnotized and went back into the furthest.
I'll do it far away from the mic.
Oh no, they're watching. You should now. This is part of the stream. Perfect.
So what was it like? What was the past life regression like? How did that go?
Well, I remembered working in a lab late one night. It was called the Graveyard Smash. That was the first lyrics to the Monster Bash. No, so yeah, I remembered 2 past lives. Well, I remembered one past life, and I have a wispy remembrance of a second one.
Wispy.
So the one that I remembered is being what I think to be some kind of like apothecary-esque abortionist in what feels like maybe later Rome-y kind of, I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. Definitely when there was shit made out of stone and I was kind of in a basement, I felt like I was kind of friary. So when would that be, like 1500s maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Like medieval times, sort of? Like were you were in a monastery maybe?
I got the impression that it wasn't a monastery. It's more like a, I know that's small. It's more like a big church that I was in the basement of. Not like a proper monastery. It's almost like a big enough church in a big city that's got its priests living there, but not like full proper monastery. I think my actual job was being a scribe because I remember my hand, what it looked like when I was writing. I remember the shape of my, in quotes, office. And I had the feeling that I gave like illicit substances to people, and it was giving them to women in my mind. So I think it was like some kind of, plan B for,
so you
for
were
back
kind
then.
of like, you were maybe, you might have been something like a cunning man or a hedge wizard.
Yeah, possibly, but like Christian.
No, those were Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Cunning Man was like an Aboriginal thing.
No.
that's
Cunning mans and hedge people, hedge men and hedge women and stuff. They were like medieval and later, sort of like poor people doctors.
Yeah, I think.
But they did lots of magic.
I think like the Aboriginal people have like a cunning fellow or something like that.
Probably, yeah, they probably.
But yeah, maybe that's it. I couldn't remember it exactly. I just remember I had to write shit. I think it was kind of ecclesiastic in some variety, and that I was kind of in a basement giving away like illicit stuff. I remember the shape of the basement by hand. I remember a corridor I had to walk down. I remember the shape of the room really well, and you could see out of the kind of almost like jail door style bars in the window, like almost a basement-sized window, but like jail door, that you could see like the knees of people walking on the street up there.
Oh, okay.
And that's about all I remember. And then I remembered another past life that I was in outside of Rome, kind of late Republic era. And I remember being on a hill, and that's it. It's like the most vague, like, I think there may have been another person with me, and that's it. And I was like, I thought maybe I'd remember more if I did another session, but I had done 2 already, and they were expensive. And even I, with my terrible money abilities, right? Yeah, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep spending. I think it was like fucking like $100 a session or something. But I was making money at the Alexx cast at the time, so I was like, all right, I guess like a month of my wages will go to this. Yeah.
Did you learn enough about the technique that you think you could do it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so the technique is basically just get super meditative. Like, that's it. It's just the I'm sure you've done it before, the walk down a steps in the building, and now you have to go to the next floor of the building, and now there's a big escalator, and now you're whatever. It's just
the sort of like descent.
Exactly, deeper and deeper, and then you find a door, and then when you walk through the door, you'll see yada yada, that kind of thing.
I didn't switch it. I would just.
Oh no, I was just wondering what you're doing.
Yeah. So how do you feel about, like, did you feel that there was like a certain level of authenticity to the regression experience? Like, did it feel, like, how real did it feel?
The second one that was super vague, I would probably bet more money that I was making it up. Not like making it up on purpose, but like that was just an accumulation of random thoughts I've had over the years.
Okay.
the apothecary guy, and apothecary is the wrong term, it's just hard to describe. I would say reeks of something legitimate. Because I remembered I'd had dreams beforehand of my old hand writing in a book.
Oh, interesting.
But I had no other knowledge of it. I'd have to re-listen to that episode because like I went through it like shortly after I did the regression. But when I did the regression, like filled in pieces, but in a way that wasn't like, oh, that's the rest of the dream I had. It was like, oh, that's the rest of the memory I was missing, kind of thing. Yeah. So I think I don't even know if I believe in past lives, but like I think there's something there. Like whatever, you're connecting to the teloric currents or the Akashic field, and you just kind of like you turned your receptor to ignominious bloop in Prague in 1565, whatever. But like, and you're like, oh, that was my past life. It's like, no, dude, you literally had your radio to the wrong station. Yeah. So I just wanted an excuse to give the past life memory because I figured this episode's going to go long, and now it's gone long.
Well,
it's not officially gone long.
Okay, before we get back into discussing the vaults, I do want to try this beer, and the beer that I got, I showed the can a little bit ago. Graveyard Smash by Grains of Wrath, and it's a pumpkin ale.
Grains of Wrath is good.
They
term,
do.
yeah.
They make some good stuff. I'll read the description. Spiced autumn ale brewed with pumpkin, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and clove. Flavors and aromatics of fresh ground spices and fluffy pumpkin pie. A smashing pint for a spooky season. I'm not always a really huge fan of pumpkin ales. And especially nowadays, they tend to be a little heavy on the sweetness for me, a little too sweet. But I thought I should get this because it's our Halloween live stream, and our screen, it has all this orange stuff on it. So I thought I should get an orange beer. It is not orange. It doesn't look orange.
No.
Okay, so here we go. It smells good. It smells like pumpkin pie. Do you want to smell it?
No, I abhor pumpkin. I think it is one of the worst flavors in the world, other than seeds, and just because they taste like salt.
That's really good. It's got body, so it's got a thickness to it. The spices are heavier on the nose than they are in the beer itself, and it's not overly sweet. Like there's a little bit of sweetness, but mostly it's got. I mean that's well balanced. I mean, 5 out of 5 pumpkins.
So you're saying full Monster Mash, 5 working in the lab late one nights.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The Graveyard Smash.
If anybody wants to find an amusing thing, look up Bobby Pickett Jr. doing the Monster Fuck. It's comedian Nick Weiger who did a bawdy version of the Monster Mash where it's the Monster Orgy. And it's to the tune of Monster Mash, and they just go into like a really hardcore orgy. And at one point, like Frankenstein's watching somebody rail his wife, so he starts crying. It's very stupid and very funny.
It reminds me of sort of the final scene in Young Frankenstein.
I'm gonna admit if I've seen Young Frankenstein, it was over 30 years ago. I don't really know that movie. I know that putting on the Ritz part, which I find irritating. Yeah. It just as a clip. It may be great in context, and it just never gave me the need to I should go watch that movie.
Well, at the end, I don't remember exactly what happened, all the context of it, because it's been quite a while since I've seen it too. But the Dr. Frankenstein and the monster have to. So they have to do something in order to save the monster's life or the doctor's life, and it involves like them exchanging mental energies or something like that. And so the monster gets smart, and at the end of the movie, I think it's oh God, I just lost her name. Madeline. Oh, who's the woman that's in that movie?
It's
Madeline Kahn.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is that right?
There's definitely a person called Madeline Kahn, and from that era, so let's just go with it.
Okay, Madeline Kahn. Well, just say Madeline Kahn's totally in that movie. You guys should watch it. But she's like, well, I mean, if the monster got all those smarts from you, what did you get from him? And it sort of fades out, and it's like a bedroom scene, and you hear her go like, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. So you can see what Dr. Frankenstein got from the monster is bonin prowess, The Monster Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Madeline Kahn, handsome woman.
It's funny. I don't know how much of the outside noise is getting in. I hope the crow is, because that's very Halloween. But somebody just squealed out the brakes for like half a block.
I don't know how much happens, because there's been suspicious behavior, quite loud, going on outside the window on Saturday nights when I stream the video gaming.
Yeah.
And I usually have like 1 or 2 people in chat, and none of them have said they heard what I comment on. Because one was worrying, because they're lighting off like industrial fireworks around here. But the ones that make a very gunshot sounding pop.
Yeah.
And one night there was a very loud argument, tires squealing out from like a few blocks away, and then that pop, and I went, "Oh, good! There's gunfire happening while I'm playing a little bug man trying to defeat the last boss."
Your Twitch stream is evidence now.
Yeah. All right. So back to the vault. I would like to say my parasocial friend Paul Scheer is in this episode, and I love him greatly. And it was nice to see him.
Who did he play?
He was the leader of the Bath Boy gang.
Oh yes. That's right. I knew that name from somewhere, and I wrote it down in my notes. I promise. And it was one of those names where I was going to list it. The voice actor for Shoko was not somebody that I recognized. And
no, just from random other stuff. Not a famous person.
Yeah. But there's some cool stuff in Finn's past life regression experience.
Oh yeah, wait. I have the list in front of me. So
I have the list on the screen right here too.
Oh, good. That's probably better because I made really quick notes.
So he just mentions offhand that he's a comet, and I don't think we've encountered the Catalyst comet yet, have we? Has that been a thing so far? Oh shit! I'll click on it and see.
I think that may be the first time.
Evergreen, which is sixth season.
season.
Okay, yeah. So we haven't had the revelation of the Catalyst comets yet, but there's a number of different colors of Catalyst comet who all do various important things, or have like important roles in presaging things in OO. And it turns out that Finn is a reincarnation of the blue Catalyst comet.
Yeah, which makes sense given his clothing choices.
Oh yeah.
Though interesting, his past life he was like a green thing. So.
Oh yeah, he was a lump.
No, the lump was more like purple. I meant Shoko.
Oh yeah, Shoko was green. Yeah, which is also weird. Since do you think that's related to Finn being colorblind, as we learn in the other?
Oh, that's an interesting point. So so before we get back to the list, what do you think Shoko is? Or was there still a remnant population of humans at that time? Is she a human, or is she like some kind of animal person offshoot of humanity?
So it's funny when I watched this episode, and when Princess Bubblegum showed up, her outfit made me think of like barbarian stuff, like Celtic Gaulish stuff, with her the wraps on her hair and her weird little like homespun tunic thing, and then she had those that X-legged stool that made me think of like Roman stools, but the wiki is all like, oh, it's Japanese stuff. I think that. So this
that is Japanese stuff. That hair thing I've seen.
Is that a Japanese thing?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, when I say that, I mean like pop Japanese. I know nothing about actual Japanese. Well,
okay.
I know 2% Japanese history. The rest is just pop shit. I know Tom Cruise saved them one time.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise totally saved all of Japan.
And then there's like a big wave that sometimes is this Cookie Monster, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Gojira to that.
Gojira.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I think Shoko is a mutant human. I think that there were leftover humans that lasted for a while before eventually, because the Candy Kingdom is still brand new then. Like we see baby Pep-Butt, we see baby Cream Puff, we see the origin of the Gumball Guardians. Like I think what happened, I think that those were mutant, that Shoko was a mutant human, and I think the Bath Boy gang, or whatever the heck they are, the Bath Boy gang, I think they also were mutant humans.
Yeah, they're odd enough that I could see them being like some other thing, you know.
Yeah.
But mutant humans, fine. Okay, anyway, back to the list of reincarnation topics.
Well, another one of them. So we already talked about the purple lump, but then also there's like a butterfly, and that could be a reference to the astral beast that Finn can summon. That's what the wiki suggests.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that. It didn't seem that significant to me.
No, it just seemed like he was a butterfly.
but,
Honestly, yeah.
but it was interesting because those were some really, really long ago past lives. And then the Shoko past life, when he has that vision, he slips into the story of Shoko. And Shoko... So, okay, this I think that one of the things we really got to talk about here is the fact that, like, so many different versions of Finn lose their right arm.
Yeah, so that's part of past life theory, to call it that, is that you're marked by the death in your past life. So, like, when you look for kids showing signs of past lives, like memory, like, say someone was shot in a past life, there'll often be a birthmark in the place that they were shot. And by often, I mean the people believe it in research and whatever. Actually, I think there is, like, a little bit of actual evidence. But the point is, that's that. I think that's the reference to it. It's just, like, that he keeps reliving that same trauma as, like, kind of a reference point, you know? Because that's the other thing, too, is, like, you bring kind of similarities to your next life, and that one, yeah, I guess just real crappy keeping both arms.
Yeah. Also, it's pretty obvious that Shoko has pretty bad parents.
Yeah,
And,
parents not so great. Yeah.
And as we learn later on, Finn's parents are kind of douchey too.
Well, Finn's dad. His mom's cool.
Yeah, his mom's kind of cool, but yeah, okay, his mom's okay, but
Yeah.
his dad's a douche.
Yeah, his dad's a douche. And
And his dad's actually the reason he loses his arm, which is why Shoko lost her arm.
wait, I thought he lost his arm first, and then they pulled off his replacement arm. Was Finn's dad's fault? When they're in the cosmic prison and he's trying to hold him back and his arm snaps off.
Right,
I think he
right,
lost his
right.
arm previous to that. I think the Lich chops his arm off originally. Or one of the other big bads.
I don't even remember when that happens. I
Me
guess
neither.
we'll have to wait and see. Okay, well then I retract that. But
I mean, I could be wrong, but it would be weird that the first time he loses his arm, it's because he was holding on so tight to his dad that his arm falls off.
Yeah, that's
even
true.
for Adventure
That
Time, that
doesn't
feels
make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the Shoko story is really kind of nice. You know, Shoko has a little bit of a Shoko, I think, does kind of learn that is on the verge of redeeming herself, kind of, but dies.
Yeah. Tweener character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dies because of the underground radioactive river that goes through Ooh, which is referenced with that James episode where James falls into the radioactive stuff and turns into like Monster James, and she keeps recloning him.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen James yet. Has that episode happened yet? I don't think it's happened yet.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know we haven't discussed it, but I feel like nothing happens in that episode, so we wouldn't have discussed it anyway.
I would have watched it though.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's season 6.
Yeah, I think
James.
I feel like it might be later. But either way, so then this is the establishment of the radioactive shit under the Candy Kingdom.
Or maybe James is coming up in this season. In any case, yeah, I kind of, I mean, just the fact that like the past life regression thing leads Finn down to the lowest level of the treehouse, where Shoko's body is, and the amulet is there, and he's able to return the amulet to PB.
Yeah. You think that amulet is anything, or just like it's a cool thing she had?
I mean, I think it's some kind of MacGuffin.
Yeah.
But it's really, really hard to say. You know, is it anything?
Oh, wait. While you're thinking about that, I just would also like to point out that if anybody at home, of all of our listener, wants to put together a spreadsheet of every time PB does something German and whether or not we like the episode, because she wakes up with a German accent when Finn calls her.
She speaks German. It's
does
just
she?
all the words are English enough. You know, she says something like, "Hello, Princess Bubblegum here."
Oh yeah, you're right. He is here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I wonder, because it seems like every time she speaks German, maybe it's just I like her speaking German, therefore I like the episode, but it's weird. The amount of episodes we enjoy are ones that she has a German thing happening.
Yeah. There's, and I like, I'm not sure about the amulet. I don't remember it ever popping up again.
No, and I like that Paul Scheer calls it an omelet. That made me happy.
Yeah.
I know he's not Paul Scheer, but like I'm just gonna say he's Paul Scheer. Why not?
All right, Paul. Go, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess overall, I really, really liked this episode, and I'm glad that it was one that we had to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing of note in here is when Finn gets back from his past life regression, gets PB over to the house, digs up Shoko, gives her the amulet. He goes, "You're not 19. You're like a zillion years old."
Yeah.
This is the first time Finn really has the revelation of, oh yeah, the person I've been lusting after for quite some time is literally almost a god. It's like, hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had that revelation in Simon and Marcy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good episode. Enjoyed it. Erik, here's something that I think we're gonna, and I'm not gonna make fun of you for forgetting, because we both forgot. We were supposed to open with Cheese-omancy, and then never did it because I think you realized you forgot your.
I forgot my notebook, and then
we never did.
Yeah.
We never
so,
did the cheese thing.
but since I think we're done watching this episode, I think we can try some Cheese-omancy.
Let's do some Cheese-omancy.
So we do have some people in the chat. Steph Quick is there. Steph says that she's cleaning out her fridge. Steph, if you're cleaning out your fridge, it might be a good time for you to do some Cheese-omancy because maybe you've got some old cheese in there. And the way that mold grows on cheese apparently was used for divination in the past.
Also used on Treasure Island blue cheese, the most delicious of blue cheeses. Also the only name I could remember.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about Cheese-omancy first. So
Okay.
Cheese-omancy is kind of like the chiromancy, or kind of like reading tea leaves, where it's a very interpretive method where there are lots of different approaches to it. Some Cheese-omancy was done by cheese makers, so they were people who would like watch the growth of cheese and try to read an oracle and how the cheese was grown. And there are also cheese molders who, for instance, like you would have multiple hunks of cheese, and you'd be like, okay, this cheese is Steve, this cheese is Robert, this cheese is Toshiro Mifune. Which one am I going to marry? And then you sit and wait, and whichever one molds first is the one you're going to marry.
I hope it's Toshiro Mifune.
Me too. I'd really love to marry Toshiro Mifune.
That'd be cool.
I mean, he's unfortunately dead now, but in the past. And so we don't have time to wait for cheese to mold on this live stream. I guess we could, but I don't think Alexx wants to give up his whole. Steph says blue cheese is actually a really good cheese for Cheese-omancy because one of the things we're going to do, what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to break cheese and try to interpret the shapes in it.
Okay.
So if there's anybody in the chat who would like to ask a question of cheese, please do so. I know there's a little bit of a delay here, so I'll keep talking about Cheese-omancy while you type in your cheese question. So Cheese-omancy is old. I think it dates back to like ancient Rome, and but I've looked around on the internet a lot to try to find information on how to do it, and there's just nothing out there to tell the modern diviner how to divine by cheese.
You know what's interesting about that is one time I looked up, I wasn't going to do it, but I was curious how it worked, is there's no agreed upon methodology of how reading entrails actually worked.
Really?
They just they basically go, yeah, they read the entrails. Like, what do you mean? Like, what? No one has an agreed upon, like, oh, well, if the intestine falls to the left, it means this or whatever. Like, there's no agreed upon way that it actually worked. But we all know it was like this thing. But like, like they even know like the my favorite divination technique is the Romans have the divining through sacred chicken, where they just throw a chicken off a boat and see what happens. That we even know how it works. But the cutting of entrails, at least the last I looked, which was probably 20 years ago, but I feel like there probably hasn't been much entrail update in the past.
So I'm kind of wondering. It doesn't look like we have any cheese questions from our listeners. I'll switch over to the cheese cam. Cheese cam.
Look at it.
We have a Babel cheese and a Tillamook cheese stick.
Sorry.
Have you had this before?
No, you called it Babybel, and it threw me.
Baby Bell.
Yeah, no, I literally, I know the name of that for like English. I watch a lot of BBC stuff, and I'm like, oh, is it not called that in the States? I don't think I've ever had one in the United States. I was like, oh shit.
So I think both of these will probably be good for it. I think Baby Bell might be better, where we maybe like break the cheese in half and try to interpret the whatever the cheese break looks like. So. So what do you think? Which one should we start with?
I feel like the Babybel is going to be better, like in that whatever that mozzarella stick thing that was popular in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Remember you used to eat the mozzarella and you're supposed to like peel it? And
I still do that.
Well, there's a bunch of commercials and they were trying to make eating cheese radical.
Yeah.
Like very 90s. I forget the name of it. But I feel like the peeling of it might be give us some answers. Yeah, so when we're looking at this, this is not a yes or no thing. This is you're going to interpret the cheese. The
shape of the cheese.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be yes or no.
I don't think it does. Maybe we should try.
Well, no. So I do have a question then.
Okay, what's your question?
You're without knowing what it is, because this is going to be part of the Shiny Rocks later. I would like you to ask the cheese what they think the shoe kill notes are. I don't know if you do.
Okay, I don't think I do.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm glad you don't, because that helps. Because then you're going to have to interpret it blind upon blind.
Oh, cheese. Great cheese. Help me to know this question. What are the shoe kill notes? Reveal this to me in your cheesy depths.
Hail Tyros, king of old milk.
All right, I'm gonna open it up. And I'm just going to break the cheese in half.
Indeed. Man, that camera could not be worse.
It cannot see it at all.
It is. Well, that camera is ass.
All right, so let's see. The cheese broke nicely. There are some striations and some divots. Let's see. I'm gonna take kind of a closer look down here. Maybe we should switch back to camera 1 then, huh?
Yeah, they now they know what cheese looks like.
Yeah, thanks for looking at our cheese.
You could probably hold up the cheese at camera 1. Camera 1's much better.
It's still not going to pick out. You can see that there's texture, right? So we got some cheesy texture. Not a ton.
Yeah, just getting blasted by the lights.
Yeah. What was this stuff called again?
The shoe kill notes.
Shoe kill notes. I mean, honestly, it looks so much like a. Oh nope, there's a face.
Okay.
I see a face. Okay, this face, it almost looks like it's wearing sort of a mask or a visor, maybe like some sort of safety mask or welding mask. And it looks like it's on maybe a man with a beard. It's hard to say what it's supposed to be protecting him from, but around him, I would say it almost looks like he might be in like a derelict building. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to help me predict what the shoe kill notes are, but I'm going to predict. How about this? The shoe kill notes were written by somebody who does manual labor that requires a lot of protection. So maybe they're wearing like, safety goggles or protective gear.
Okay.
And maybe somebody who doesn't care a whole lot about grooming. Oh, it's male. There's definitely a male involved.
Okay.
Okay. That's I think what I get from this half of the cheese. I'm gonna eat it.
All right.
For
For those with misophonia, I'm not going to let him do that because I want you to listen to this episode. I will vamp while this is happening. Oh, you don't have to get that far away with the mic, but I just felt a loud smacking, chewing going into the mic, and I'm not a misophonia guy. It actually doesn't make sense to me, but I know people are like they swear their lives is the worst thing in the universe.
Yeah. Okay, so this half, let's see. The first thing I saw in this half was a. And maybe it's just because we've been talking about ancient Greece and ancient Rome a lot, but I saw kind of like almost an amphora.
Okay.
And those would have been used for storing, olive oil or wine or, garum or anything of that nature. So I guess my second prediction is that the shoe kill notes might have to do with the storage of liquid.
Okay.
Okay. So that's my Tyromancy attempt.
All right.
Would you like to have this half the
I would not, but thank you for offering.
Okay, I'll eat it.
Yeah, please do. I'm not going to stop you.
Well, I'll turn around.
Oh, yeah.
Or forward.
Yeah, I don't think that helped the misophonia, folks. Misophonia are really upset right now.
Well,
And lines by Jar Jar Binks are jealous.
I mean,
Oh, misophonia.
Misophonia.
It's so stupid.
I
I'm
have
sorry
to say,
I say
though,
things.
Tyromancy is kind of my favorite form of divination right now. Like, you get to eat the cheese.
I'm a big buxom mancy.
Buxomancy.
Yeah, it's just when you look at buxom dames and like the
Like-
the pitch and angle of nipple is
In this
how you tell the
cleavage,
future.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see the future.
Oh no, it's areolamancy is by it's
Areolamancy.
Yeah. No, I see by the silver dollar there's money in your future.
So, all right. Well, I mean, should we? Well, I would like to talk about some of the skip episodes, just real quick, and then I want to do a shiny rock.
I will agree with this.
Okay. So, we had 3 skip episodes this time,
This is correct.
and that's kind of a lot. So, Love Games is not an awesome episode, but it's still pretty fun. In it, you know, Finn and Slime Princess have to get married so that Slime Princess's Slime Kingdom isn't taken over by her evil sister Blargatha.
Good name. Forgot about that.
Turns out that Blargatha's boyfriend was fake, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This episode, one of the things I really loved about it is that John Hodgman played, God, what was the name of this character? The Elder Plops was played by
Hell yeah.
Judge John Hodgman, and that was really delightful. There was a lot of just ridiculous stuff in this episode. One of the things that's, I think, kind of important about it is it does sort of show that Finn is still trying to get over his Flame Princess thing. Like,
Yeah.
so... and I kind of enjoyed that they're doing that, sort of showing like the amount of time it's taking Finn to get over it, and the fact that he doesn't really hide the fact that it's hard for him.
So it's nice. We talked about this a lot last season. How like
Mm-hmm.
and actually every season is how we're trying to move towards Adventure Time, that like the one that we talk about, which is a cohesive story carried along for the rest of it.
Yeah.
And like this is like such good evidence that like we're not fully there yet, but the fact that like this show is now, you're almost expected to have seen the previous episodes.
Yeah,
Where like
yeah.
every other season there's a little bit here and there, but now it's almost like there's a canon being formed that you need to know.
Oh,
not
for
need
sure.
to know, but
Well,
you know.
and also in Love Games, it's mentioned. You know, Slime Princess makes reference to the fact that she had like a crush on Finn, and I think that was like season 1. So there's definitely like a lot of continuity in this episode.
Yeah.
But overall, it's kind of it's not one of my favorites. There's a lot of really uncomfortable stuff where Finn is sort of being coerced into nearly sexual acts, kissing and spooning and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of awkward.
Oh,
But
boy, is there an episode coming up? I can't wait for you to
yeah,
react to.
I know. So that was that episode. Dungeon Train is one of my favorites. It's also kind of an episode where nothing happens.
That was the one that I said you should definitely look at the skip or maybe list, because I
Yeah.
know this was one of your favorites.
Yeah, and it was definitely like one of those ones that I wanted to watch it. It isn't really a plot mover. The one important thing that happens in this episode is that Finn does start to have like some real psychological healing. By the end of the episode, he sort of portrays that his like willpower is strong enough for him to resist the pull of the dungeon train. The dungeon train is like an infinite loop train, and you just can go through the cars over and over and over, like you're fighting monsters the whole time and getting more loot and more loot. And when he first shows up, and Finn is real happy and smashing his way into monsters, and Jake's like, "Oh, this is really good for him." And then you can see that there's the temptation to stay on the dungeon train forever.
Yeah, and he stays on to like an old man, right? Isn't that?
Well, there's they recover a magic item that shows the future.
Oh, that's it.
And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
shows old Finn who's voiced by Jonathan Frakes. Captain Riker. Everybody knows Captain Riker.
The old, don't know how to sit on things.
Yeah, the guy who can't sit on things. But it shows Finn, old, dragging behind him a really old Jake, and Finn's like, oh, and he sort of has this realization, and he kind of gets over himself and decides that he's going to, stay on the train a little while just because, he's having a good time, and then he's going to head out.
Yeah, this is one of the most accurate RPG things that this show has ever done. Because anybody that's played an RPG, especially one that involves grinding, that at some point you go, I had just spent like 3 fucking hours grinding Gil so I could buy a new suit of armor, so I could fight a guy, so I could get the next level, so I can fight a different, harder guy. And you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? It's like the fun of the game's already gone. Now you're just kind of putting in the hours to keep getting better. You're like, I need this fucking stop, man. And usually you're doing it because you're trying to avoid something psychologically. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a question about grinding in video games? You play way more video games than I do.
Yes.
But, so games like Stardew Valley, where you are farming and doing all this stuff. That's still a type of grinding, but it seems almost like grinding has gotten more sophisticated in video games, or more.
Yeah, they've almost made games that grinding is the point. Like any of those kind of farming simulators and things like that. I think the change was 10, 15 years ago, where phone games had a lot of those tower defense deals that you pay $5 to buy extra shit. Yeah. I think they kind of I know it's part of the game, but extra gamified grinding to the point that grinding is a game. I'm probably not exactly right on that, because I do try to avoid those games, because what little dopamine that my brain will produce for me, sometimes grinding will hit that spot, and I don't want that, because I don't want to spend another 300 hours playing but my pumpkin lord can't fight the Jism master to stop my tower from being taken over by orc monsters. Like what the fuck, man?
Grind.
I have books to write. I have things to fucking do. I mean, or I could just watch a real show. I could read a book. I could do something better than this. But grinding's fun.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, by the end of the episode, it's resolved, and et cetera, et cetera. So it does make sense as a skip episode. I think one thing that's important is when they start out in this episode, they're on their way to a place that is not the dungeon train. They're on their way to a weird cave, and they do return to that sometime in season 6. So the dungeon train, I think, shows up in the background or something in season 6.
I have a vague memory of that being true.
Yeah. And the weird cave, I remember that episode. That's going to be a really good one. So we're gonna have fun with that when it happens. And then our third skip episode is Box Prints. This episode is adorable. I think that's the right word for it.
What's this one again?
This is the one with the Box Kingdom, where the kingdom is made up of cats that live under boxes.
That's right. Yeah, it's literally built to be adorable. Yeah. I remember this now.
This episode is just all being adorable. And there's also this really big question of did Finn actually do anything in this episode, or did he make up the problem? Did he make up the whole thing?
Yeah.
Which we've actually had discussions about that in certain, especially season 1 episodes, where we're like, was this real? Did Finn just make all this up?
Yeah.
So,
he's a deeply emotionally traumatized boy. It's all right.
So this was another one of those. I really love this episode. There's no voice actors. It's just cats, and sometimes the cats have buttholes and sometimes they don't. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm certainly not going to on air agree with you.
That sometimes cats don't have buttholes.
No, that you find cat buttholes interesting.
No. I didn't say that.
We all heard you. We all heard you.
I did not say that I found cat buttholes interesting. I said that
Keep in mind, I'm editing this, and I assure you just said that.
Well, you can edit it for our feed, but we have possibly 2 people watching us right now, and they heard me live.
Did they, though?
Did they? Steph, help me out here. Help me out, Steph.
I don't think anybody's here.
Baby GD5 Lovely, are you still there?
We're 30 seconds behind. Or maybe even more than that. I'm surprised, because every time I look, I realize how far back we are. Because I'm like, wait, I didn't gesticulate like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's the end of our skip ones, right?
So that's the end of our skip ones, which means it's time for a segment. And that means it's time for me to look at you really seriously and be like, Alex, Do you have a shiny rock?
Not only do I have a shiny rock,
You have a shiny rock.
I have something to show the stream. That's right, the break screen.
Break screen.
Look at this. We'll be right back. Yeah, so anyway, then I disarticulated her with like this like bands. Oh shit, we're live again. Sorry. Oh, just forget it. I wasn't disarticulating anything. I mean, a box I found. I was taking it apart so I could throw it out. Amazon. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're talking about shiny rocks.
Shiny rocks. I mean,
the shiniest of rocks.
yeah. Let's sort of tell the audience a little about what a shiny rock is. A shiny rock is
When I run into cool words and shit, and then I'm going to tell the audience about.
yeah. Although sometimes they aren't words.
Well, that was the and shit.
And shit.
And shit was the encompassing. That was like in set theory. That was the set to encompass everything that isn't directly words.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So Alex, do you have any shiny rocks for us
I
today?
do. It's been established.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about
So we
this.
have two. Well, one obviously the shoe kill notes, but I want to do that second because I don't know. I'm doing it second. The first, and you might know this one, is a mondegreen. Do you, sir, know what a mondegreen is?
I've come across that word before. I've seen the word before. Is it a public area that is shaped like a globe?
No.
Okay.
I mean that was a good try.
All right. What's a mondegreen?
A mondegreen is a misunderstood or misinterpreted word or phrase. This was coined by writer Sylvia Wright in 1954 when she recalling a childhood memory of her mother reading the Scottish ballad The Bonnie Earl o' Moray and mishearing the words laid him on the green as Lady Mondegreen.
So it's like excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Exactly, is a mondegreen.
Or like all of those. I mean, I'm trying to think of some good examples, but there's all those phrases, those idioms that people
Yeah.
mishear and misinterpret, and like hors d'oeuvres. I think people have a thing there, or I don't remember any of them. I find them. I come across them on like social media, and I always think that they're delightful and hilarious.
Yes.
But
So those are mondegreens. I should have come up with more, but I didn't think to. So I apologize. Honestly, I kind of thought one of us would come up with one, and it didn't happen. I should have done it though.
well, I had excuse me while I kissed this guy.
Yeah,
That's a mondegreen.
it is. Okay.
There's also there was one. I just saw one that was like shrimp. Shrimp fettuccine. Somebody had.
Oh, I saw that too.
It was
I forget what it was, but
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Alfredo fettuccine, and it was something like lettuce. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and they're always so dumb. Oh, I think maybe one of them is how people use of instead of have in a lot of past participles.
No, I don't think it's a monogreen. That's just language changing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Just people
I don't want-
miss your the and of.
I don't
It's-
want
yeah.
that to change.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I mean, it's a contraction already. They're mishearing apostrophe VE as space OF.
Yeah,
I mean, they sound very similar. Like, I get it. Like, from spoken English.
that's true. They do. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You
I
have a-
apologize to the audience, but, like, I'm not a grammarian. I don't really care that much as long as your point gets across.
Really, I thought you were a grammarian. I thought that was like on
Nope.
your Tinder profile.
Nope. I find grammar interesting and don't give a fuck about it. Like, I'll say this, and I'll say, someone talked about this off air a little bit. I think saying whom makes you look pretentious, and we've gotten to the point in American English where it no longer is necessary.
Saying
Whom. Like, whom is
Whom?
no longer valid.
I say whom.
No, I know. I'm saying it's no longer valid. I think we've evolved past it as English. Like, modern English should not include whom anymore.
Wow.
The same as at some point in the alphabet, we got rid of the thorn. I think whom is no longer a part of modern English.
Do you think then that am I speaking an archaic version of English?
I think for your age it's appropriate,
Oh boy.
but I think for younger people, I think even teaching whom you will sound silly in the modern context.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No, we're allowed. We're allowed. I mean, I'm not gonna because I've always hated whom, but like,
why would you hate whom?
I mean, honestly, you sound pretentious using not you. One sounds pretentious using it. It's like
I
saying
feel like one says
no. That's right.
pretentious in the same
Literally,
word.
I used it that way. It's the exact. Literally, the reason I said it was it's a pretentious sounding thing. Although grammatically correct, it's like you sound like an ass.
Weird. I guess it just comes really naturally to me.
Yeah, but also people use whom wrong all the time.
They do.
Which is annoying because they want to sound right, which I think is one of the last signs of something being on the way out, where it's like last grasp of people wanting to sound intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, so the shoe kill notes are interesting things.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what they are by reading the Wikipedia because it's somewhat hard to describe.
Okay.
Are small pieces of paper with symbolism-oriented conspiracy theories printed on them, which have appeared in many locations in the United States in different forms. Authorship is unknown, often being found inside of food packaging or hanging along trees on hiking trails and whatnot. So literally, you'd open up a box of macaroni and cheese, and there'll be a shoe kill note inside.
Whoa.
So the earliest reference to them that we can find is 2019. 2023 is when they really started coming into place. I'll show you a picture. I have the text of this copied, but this is what a shoe kill note looks like. Good luck reading that. So it's like this little kind of scrolly note that's thrown into random shit, or when you're on like a hiking trail.
Can they see that?
Well, they can see how crazy looking it is.
Yeah. It looks pretty crazy looking.
So I have the text that I did some digging and got the actual text for us. And the text goes something like this. The shoe kill note. Secret societies, signs, symbols, words surrounded U:NSA DAA's bird. Toyota, Audi rings, Arch Rainbow, Friar St. Louis, I, 1/2 face, Target Bayer, KKK's cross, plus RG Fire, line/bars, Fox CNN, China, Islam, Euros crest, CR, and or star, Pyramid, Chicago, Citgo, Clock Bell Tower, Eiffel, Paris, Yale Shield, the Cis ties to Saturn, Lord of the Rings, Time. You see what I'm going with. It is a severe schizophrenic run of every single conspiracy theory and weird thing from like the 1970s onwards.
Are they all the same?
So there are variations, but it seems like they're all kind of like that. The one that you can find online is often that note. Mm-hmm. But there's variations on that theme, kind of like the Jupiter things that are like pushed into pavement in Philadelphia. You know, the attempt
The
on
Toynbee
landing.
tiles.
Yeah, the Toynbee tiles.
Yeah.
It kind of like that. There's variations on it, and then I think much like the Toynbee tiles, people took that and ran with it. Like there's some in Portland, which have nothing to do with the original ones. So the shoe kill notes, I think other people are doing. But to me, the interesting thing is one, finding it on hiking trails, which is very interesting. Mm-hmm. But two is that they're in sealed packaging, and from enough different companies that it's not like one guy at the mac and cheese plant did it.
So there's multiple people doing the shoe kill notes. They don't all say the same thing. Do they say the same thing?
So I kind of just answered that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
answer again.
that
spaced out.
there's a variation on the theme. It seems like the ones that I can find evidence for are all basically that. But reading about them seems like there's a bunch of different ones, but they're all essentially that kind of crap.
Weird.
But the picture I found is that one, like in like a photocopied version. So I don't know how much this is real world RPG kind of shit where people are pretending to find them. Mm-hmm. But the ones on the trail, there's pictures of them being hung in waterproof things from trees and whatnot. And I feel like those are in quotes legitimate. Them being found in certain foods is legitimate because there's enough people to find them that don't seem it seems like they're disparate enough that it wouldn't be like, a real life kind of role playing things. Mm-hmm. But no one knows what they are. They're a relatively recent phenomenon. And the shoe kill notes.
Sweet.
Oh,
Weird.
and just for fun, would you know how to spell shoe kill?
I would. I mean, the obvious way to spell it would be SHOEKILL, but
The fact I'm asking, it's not.
yeah, I know that it's not. So hold on, let me think of it. Okay.
Think of a weird way that is pronounced shoe kill.
Okay, so if it. Okay.
There's an L before kill. I'm not hitting the L very hard. It's not super obvious.
Oh, SCHUL. Like shul, and then kill just KIL.
Close. It's SCHUYLKIL.
Oh, it's Dutch.
It's from New York. So Schuylkill is a town in New York.
Okay. Oh,
or I think it's
a lot of places in New York are named after Dutch things.
Yeah. New Amsterdam, etc.
Yeah.
I think it's New York because Schuylkill is like, I think it's somewhere near where I grew up. I grew up in northern New Jersey, and I know that word and that pronunciation from when I was a kid. I can't quite put my finger on where it is. And I don't feel like looking it up. So
all right, okay.
There and there alone lies the shiny rocks of this episode.
I like them both. So my thought now is, would you? First of all, I would like to say, Force-Fed Soup. Thank you for following us on Twitch.
Terrific name.
Really, really appreciate. I love the name. I kind of would like to bring up that at the beginning of Dungeon Train. The first line of dialogue, which I do now recall.
Okay.
Finn says to Jake, "What is the meaning of soup?"
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm going to have a little... I would like you to turn your phone over so you can't look this up at all.
I'm not going to look at it. You can see my hands.
I want
They can see my
to...
hands.
I want to reverse Shiny Rock this.
Okay.
I'm going to call this... let's call this the Stone Soup segment. I'm going to ask you, Alex, what is the meaning of soup? Not what does soup mean, but what is the meaning of soup?
You mean like the definition of soup? Like
No,
what constitutes a soup?
No, the sort of like the meaning in a philosophical sense, not the definition. The definition would be like, what does soup mean? I'm asking you, what is the meaning of soup? Like, if someone brings you soup or gives you soup, what does that mean to you?
Oh, so like the kind of metaphoric meaning.
Yeah, what is the meaning of soup?
I mean, not much.
Really?
Yeah, soup.
Soup. That's it. That's it. You don't ever get like if somebody brought you soup, you wouldn't be like, oh, this is a really nice gesture.
Erik, I was raised in a really bad household, and I don't have... Do you imagine me the type of friends that would bring me soup? Do you really think I have much someone giving me soup experience in my life?
I guess I hadn't really pondered that. I'm sorry that nobody brings me soup.
I get it. You lived some fucking idyllic fucking childhood where Mumsy brought you fucking chicken noodle soup.
But actually, when I was a kid, my parents never made soup from scratch. It was always canned soup.
Well, I'm
But
sorry.
I love making soup. So for me, soup has like a really, like for me, soup is home and comfort. Soup has like a level of sort of like security and stability to it, because when you make soup, you've got like food for days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love soup. I'm going to bring you soup. I'm sorry that nobody brought
My
you
association
soup.
with soup goes like this. One, episode, I think it's the Brack Show, or it's one of those kind of Space Ghost Aside things, and someone looks in the camera and goes, I am TJ Little Italian, la porta de batta de soupa. The door is made of soup.
The door is
And me and my friend Rick used to say that when we're drunk often, and it was fun. And there was a band called Bowling for Soup, which was the first thing I thought of when the person in chat with the soup name showed up.
Well, Force-Fed Soup, thank you for joining. As you can see, you have inspired us, and
I hope you got your name legitimately by a bowling contest.
I really, or some sort of weird draconian soup measure.
Yeah, be good.
Yeah.
Let me pitch this to you.
Okay.
Because we're mid a lot of segments.
Yeah.
Maybe we do the next episode of Adventure Time, and then we do
Then
Wax.
the Caromancy?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's good. But I will tell our viewers, we are going to do Caromancy after discussing the next episode of Adventure Time.
That's,
and that's
putting wax and divining from it.
Yeah, and it's fun. I don't remember if you saw it last year, but I think we're going to do a better job this time. We have a larger bowl, so we can do kind of to get some really cool, shapes out of it.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get there, but I
Yeah.
feel like that would be trying to kind of gimmick the data a little bit by moving your hand in a way.
What if we?
I think the only way to do it is you just dump it all out, and the shape it makes
we
the
tried
shape.
that last time, and
No, we tried it with a tea candle that was burning your hands when you picked it up. Now we got a whole.
Well, we did it twice, and when I moved a little bit, it made a better shape. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if it- we could.
Well,
we-
we'll talk to it. We'll
Okay,
talk
we'll worry
when we
about that
get
later.
there. Yeah,
All right, so season. Oh! Another really important thing.
Okay.
Dungeon Train is the halfway point of Adventure Time. So
Oh.
now, in discussing Red Starved, we have passed over the hump. We are now in the latter half of Adventure Time.
Oh, good.
So Red Starved, season 5, episode 38. Marceline episode, always a favorite of I think both of us.
Indeed. So much so, and I thought this when I went through and I made the what we're doing this season, what the maybes are and what the no's are. I kept this one on the list only because it's a Marceline heavy episode, and I justified in my head of, well, we do learn one thing about Finn, so technically it's an important one, but it's not. I just like Marceline.
I think that we learned a couple of important things in this.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm only doing this because I like Marceline. This is like literally, like, this is just like this is my weird like cartoon fetish showing.
I mean, I have the same. I also like Marceline.
Yeah, and there's some like she says some stuff in this episode that I'm gonna point out that.
So in this episode, through a little bit of misadventure, Marceline, Finn, and Jake, who are running an errand for Princess Bubblegum, are trapped underground in a city made of sand.
Yes, they're looking for the Perpetual Spoon, I believe is the name.
The Spoon of Prosperity.
Oh, close enough. I mean, not really. It wasn't even close. But I had the word. I had the P.
You got the P, yeah.
Don't tell me I don't have the P.
Yeah, Alex has the P.
Now we do have a bit of a Chekhov's "I ate the things in your backpack" to open the episode, where Jake is very sick because he ate something in Finn's backpack, which was not in fact food, and we find out what that is later, and we're going to leave that there as a big surprise for the listening audience.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure that the listening audience has not seen this episode.
Yes. Also, this episode features a voice actor in a kids show screaming the phrase "flesh drill."
It does.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about the flesh drill, though. So Sand
Yeah,
is
say
very
it, baby.
time to be right back.
Yeah. Do we have a "we're fucking off camera" screen?
Shit, I forgot to set
Yeah.
that
All
one
right. Fair enough.
up. Sand is really abrasive,
Yeah.
and we know that Jake is a magical dog, but he's still made of flesh. Like, he can
Yeah.
still get beat up. His flesh can still get injured. That sand drill thing would have flayed him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I always have this thought on a I'm not being gross, but on a grosser level, that in any movie where people passionately make love on the sand, it's like, no, that's just
They might have fun for like 30 seconds, and then they're going to be like, what's going on?
It's going to get real bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ugh.
Yeah, sand isn't very fun.
I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere. That's a reference.
And now
They'll
you're
understand
Now
it.
you're wearing all black.
No,
Have you
that-
killed any kids lately?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, it's just to serve my new empire. It's fine.
So
I'm honestly lightly surprised you understood that sand reference about no cap.
I rewatched those.
Oh, did you?
Not too many years ago. Sometime during the pandemic.
Oh wow.
Are you opening a beer?
No, I'm fiddling with the
Okay,
top.
because
Yeah.
I was thinking I might finish. The pumpkin ale has stayed good throughout, and it's a little warm now, and I'm still really liking it. So I'm going to once again say that you should get it. Listeners, go buy yourself pumpkin ale.
Yeah. Get yourself a flush drill while you're at
And
it.
get a flesh drill. And a
So
pump
yes,
stand.
Jake uses the flush drill, which causes the entire underground city to collapse around them, locking them into the underground city.
I mean, it's a really weird coincidence. My flesh drill is named Jake.
Yes. And there's an immediate discussion between Jake and Marceline about they're about to start starving because Jake is hungry and Marceline, of course, needs to feed on red.
Yeah, the color red.
And there is a moment that we realize that Marceline had brought snacks along, that being red erasers.
Red erasers.
In that Chekhov's gun moment, we realized Jake has eaten the red erasers, and that's what made his tum-tum hurt.
The thing that's so ridiculous about it is throughout this episode, so Finn has to go off and look for something red for Marceline to eat. But throughout the episode, Jake keeps pulling more food out of the backpack and eating it. So he's got like a big hoagie sandwich. He's just like he's always eating.
Is that true?
I mean, he has a big sandwich, an enormous sandwich.
I gotta admit, I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember the giant sandwich?
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying the strictest attention. I kept taking notes and realizing I hadn't looked at the screen in a while, and I think I made notes at the exact moments. I remember them dumping the bag out. I don't remember any food.
There wasn't any food when they dumped the bag out.
Yeah.
But
Jake, I believe you that you
Jake
just make
keeps
this
having
up. Yeah.
food, you know. And he makes like an oven and tries to cook Marceline too.
Yes. So I don't know if you were thinking the same thing as me. So Marceline is a vampire, but can feed on the color red.
Yeah.
She's also some kind of immortal being. Can take
Half demon.
Yes. There's a lot of lava in that underground cavern.
Well, they mentioned that.
No, but did they mention that lava happens to be red?
Yeah. Finn talks about it.
Does he?
And Marceline talks about it too. They both mention the fact that like she can't eat the lava because it'll burn her face off.
Man, I wasn't paying attention to this episode.
Should we pause for a second?
Yeah,
so you
wait
can
a
go
minute.
watch this? I mean, do you need to watch this episode before we talk about it?
No, I mean, look, behind the doors here. I've been doing like these large dose ketamine things for for depression, and I had done them, and then like I came down and watched the episodes yesterday, and I think maybe my attention was I had thought I paid like decent enough attention. I think maybe I didn't.
Hold on, we've got some comments from Steph
Okay,
over
please,
on YouTube.
please join.
She says, Mondegreen, popularized by an SF Chronicle columnist, John Carroll. And then, I'm not entirely certain what she's referring to, but she does say TMI. 3 separate characters in 3 separate messages.
TMI is too much information.
I know.
Yeah.
So what piece of information did we give that was too
I'm going to
much?
guess when we said we're going to fuck off air.
Oh, that might
Would be my guess.
I know. I didn't say that, so that's all on you.
You did sign off on it.
But I also might have said something about my flesh drill being named Jake. That might have been TMI. But I don't know.
I'm sure it's something dick-based.
I'm sure that Steph will clarify.
I mean,
She'll
as I've
be
said on the show
rushing
many
back
times,
to-
famously prude for a sex magician. Famously prude.
I'm not a sex magician.
No, I'm talking about Steph.
Oh, Steph.
You need to listen to the first part of the sentence.
You didn't watch the episode.
I did. I just didn't pay attention. To be fair, I was slightly on ketamine.
Hold on. Something is happening with my computer here.
Okay, so Jake tries to eat Marceline, which is great. We really like it. And Finn delves deeper into the city and finds a group of people being bathed in a red light. And they're all dead. So he crawls down the shaft that the red light is coming from, and he finds a weird guy that's emanating red light from some weird thing in his head, or is it his mouth?
I think he's shooting it out of his head. Yeah.
Yeah, out of his head, and being sent into like a mirror or whatever, something to
It's
like
like
spread
it
it
goes
out.
through like a ruby and up.
Yeah, big ruby, and then there's like a spread mirror at the top. And there's this wonderful conversation where he's like, Bildor, is that you? It's like, nah, man. It's like, we've been waiting for so long. He's like, nah, man, I think Bildor's been dead for like
500
Yeah,
years.
it's like, how long? He's like, I don't know, man, like 500 years? He's like, oh, man, I spaced out. Which I love on a deep level, that if you're an immortal person, you could just space for 500 years. That is deeply pleasing to me as a concept.
It makes me want to be immortal. I would like to just zone out for 500 years and nothing happens.
I've been saying that for a while. I would like to be immortal with one caveat. I would like immortality, but I would like there to be an emergency lever that can be pulled for 2 reasons. the world ends in quotes that humans are gone. I don't want to fucking deal with that.
You don't want to just like be floating in space or
no,
whatever.
not that. No, I mean the world's still here, but there's no humans anymore. I don't like. Maybe for like a couple thousand years, I'll read all the books or whatever till they decay. But that's gonna suck. So I want to be able to be like, yeah, I'm dead. And then second, being buried alive. Because think about if you're immortal, you get caught in a fucking building collapse or something. That would suck. You're just like. You're just there forever? That would blow.
So in did you ever watch Torchwood or
Yes.
Yeah, so Jack what's his face?
Harkness.
Jack Harkness, he gets buried alive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and he stays buried alive for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're buried alive and you're immortal, you'll get out. It's just a lot of work.
I guess in a pleasant way that he was. I was more thinking...
His wasn't pleasant.
He was in a coffin.
But he kept waking up, suffocating, and dying again.
Fine. What I'm saying is a building's collapsed on you. You've got shrapnel through your chest. Your legs are all shattered. Like, oh, cool. I'm going to be in intense pain for the rest of eternity. Nah, man, I need a fucking off switch. I mean, I'll probably bear it for a few hundred years just in case it get like dug out.
Right.
But like, I need an off switch. I can't be stuck in that shit.
So here's the other thing. Like, we know that human bodies, there's certain damage that you do to a human body that never really like goes away from healing, right? So like if your legs have been shattered and all that kind of stuff, you would never walk right again. And if you're immortal, like how much healing are you able to do?
I think intrinsic to being immortal is you have to be able to heal back to normal at any injury because humans can't live, I think it's above 150, 175 years by the amount of radiation taken in that your cells would start decaying and you'd basically turn into cancer. So there's there's
some level of healing.
There has to be, or you can't be immortal, or your body would have to change so much you're no longer human.
Right.
Like there is an amount of radiation taken in just in your everyday life. I forget what the number is, but like there's like long life specialists were talking about it, that there is like a top level of like, even if we get everybody to live perfectly, max lifespan, there's just too much radiation and your DNA starts breaking down.
Okay, so before we get back to Red Starved, I'm about to open a Block 15 Oktoberfest that is triggering the chroma key a little bit. That looks really cool. And it's called Blocktoberfest. Dorky name. I really, really enjoy these styles of beers. You know, they just come out.
Wait, did you say Blocktober?
Yeah, because it's a Block 15, so it's Blocktoberfest.
Oh, okay. Because Bocktoberfest would be kind of fun if you're drinking a Bock.
That would be fun, but Bocks and Oktoberfests are kind of different. They're made differently. I mean, they're made really similarly, but... Yeah.
Oh, no, whatever. I'm just saying it's just a fun name. Yeah.
So let's see. It's an Oktoberfest. And it has a thing on here that says lagered by the sun, 5.5%. Yeah, Oktoberfest is over, but there's still a lot of Oktoberfests on the shelves out there. If you've never explored the world of lagers, you're missing out. Oktoberfests, Märzens, are the perfect beer for exploring lagers. So definitely check that out.
And also at 5.5%, you can basically be Mormon.
What?
That's almost as bad as these fucking White Claws. These things are like 5%. They're like essentially water.
5.5 is kind of a normal beer amount. Beer percent.
No, not really. I mean, I guess yeah.
IPAs are strong.
Yeah,
right?
I was always an IPA guy.
Yeah.
So like, like anywhere below like 7 feels weird. 6.5, I guess, is appropriate.
Yeah, I mean 6.5 is a really, really normal IPA.
Yeah.
Okay, so Red Starved. So Finn brings the ruby back.
In quote ruby.
Turns out he's colorblind, and
because it's an emerald. Yeah.
And just before everything goes all to shit, right at the very end of the episode, Princess Bubblegum shows up riding a Shai Halud.
In exactly my notes, PB in Shai Halud.
Yeah. I mean, it's and the Shai Halud kind of looks like the worms from Beetlejuice, actually, with all the stripes and stuff. But
it reminded me of that worm from like whatever that kid's book is, that the worm like eats the apple or whatever.
The Richard Scarry books?
Yeah, I think that might be what I'm thinking of.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, and they let everybody into it, and Marceline immediately jumps on PB and sucks out some of her red. And the look of PB, kind of half drained, is quite fun.
It is, yeah. And also it was hot. It was hot. Let's face it.
Oh, wait, I didn't talk about the sexy thing she said.
Oh, okay. Sexy things that Marceline said by Alexx.
One, I can smell your insides.
Ooh, that is
No,
sexy.
but this is the actual sexy one. She says in a whisper, I won't be able to control myself for much longer.
Ooh, that is sexy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after I was done cranking off, I went back to the episode. But yeah, and then the episode ends where PB puts the spoon that the MacGuffin of why they're down, the spoon on her nose, and completely
The spoon of preservation. The spoon
prosperity.
Of
I think you said.
prosperity. Yeah.
Turns her back into her normal self. All the red is reabsorbed.
Oh, and she has the creepiest line. She says something like, "In my eternal empire, nobody shall starve."
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the thing that I really liked about this episode is PB has a bad guy line. Like totally, it's so creepy. Her eternal empire, and so in these two episodes we saw Princess Bubblegum building her kingdom.
Yes.
We saw like the very young baby versions of some of the candy people. We saw the building of the Gumball Guardians, et cetera, and then in this episode, she's like, "In my eternal kingdom," and so, but also like the spoon of prosperity, that's a magic item. What's up with that? Is there really science that can do that?
Yeah, I mean nanotech or something.
Nanotech that
Yeah.
operates on bubble gum?
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, it is
why not?
an organic compound, so assuming at some point you got nanotech good enough that you can have an organic compound fixer-upper spoon.
Yeah. I guess. Is bubble gum yeah, I guess it is an organic compound.
Yeah, it's bubble gum.
Yeah, all right.
That shit's all sorts of organic. It's made of both bubble and gum. What more organic can you ask for? All right, so good episode, Sexy Marceline. We love it.
I really liked the episode a lot.
And on that note, I think maybe we should do a little wax divination.
All right.
And if there's anybody that is still out there in the audience would like to ask the wax something, please speak your truth now, and we will try to answer it via the methodology of seromancy, a.k.a.
Chiromancy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about waxomancy a little bit. So this form of divination is also very like interpretive, right? Like basically like tea leaves, you get a random shape and you try to read the interpretation in the shape. So we don't really. So there's not like like a Susie Chang book about 78 ways to look at your lump of wax. Instead, we're going to be responsible for looking at the wax and finding something in it. Would you like to ask a question again, or would you like me to ask a question and you look at the wax, or should we come up with a co-question?
I was hoping that we could vamp for a second and hope somebody in the chat says something.
Well, I mean, that's what we're doing. We are vamping.
Your vamping was asking, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine.
I think, no, this is what we should do. How far over does that go? Does that go to right here? Okay. I say we put the bowl right here.
Okay.
And then we both come up with our interpretation. We're going to look. We're not going to say it out loud. We're going to go like 1, 2, 3, look at the interpretation.
Can I move this?
Probably not.
Okay.
That is very precariously put there. That's why I said you should bring your stand.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So
I had already made fun of you. I don't know.
I had a lot of things going on today.
I thought of it before when you thought I was being mean to you, and like, little do you know, I'm actually holding back one because the literal one thing I asked you to break.
Well, I had other things to bring too. Anyhow, so so then we can pour the wax in there, and then we'll take it out, and maybe can we put it on the we'll put it on a coaster so we can look at it.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have to take it out.
Yeah.
We can just put it on this thing. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I think we should put it. We should. Yeah. We want everybody else to see too.
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll move this and put it down on here.
All right. It doesn't look like here. That way we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's think of something to ask the wax. Okay. So last time I came up with So how about you come up with the question, and then we'll dual divine.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come up with an Adventure Time related question. My question is going to be, who won these episodes?
Yeah, it's a good question.
That way, maybe the wax will reveal it in its shape.
Yep.
Who won these episodes?
Now let's do it.
Okay.
Please enjoy my Balfomet shirt, everyone.
All right. Here is
Look at my titties.
Hi. Whew. Okay, you got to hold it by the bottom.
Okay, so my thought is I'm just going to dump it.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me switch cameras.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that yet.
Okay, so I think that's the goal. Just dump it in there.
Yeah, and if we want to do another, try of it, there is another candle burning if this
Yes.
doesn't come out well.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do a straight dump, and 3, 2, question.
Ooh. Oh, there were some lumps in there. Some dumps and lumps. Okay, so I don't know how long it takes to actually cool off, but
I don't know. I was actually thinking that we probably should have used ice water, but I didn't think about it till that exact moment.
It made it all the way to the bottom. There's stuff stuck to the bottom
Fuck
of
yeah.
this. Oh, this is gross.
Yeah, so that didn't work so well.
That didn't work.
Okay, well, maybe let's read what leave it right there.
Okay.
What do we think about, this will be more like tea leaves. What do
Yeah.
we think about the leavings that are in there?
Okay, I'm kind of looking. Maybe I shouldn't have stuck my hand. Oh God, my hand is all gross now.
Yeah, well, you know.
It looks like horrible cottage cheese.
Oh, you lovely, lovely sweet boy.
What do
that's
you
what
see?
you thought. I think the audience knows, given my personality. Given everything they know about me on the air, I think it sounds like Jaws fans out there will know this. Cumsies.
Cumsies.
I think.
Well, I mean.
No, I know the answer.
Okay.
It is not the character Shoko. It is the ghost of Shoko, because I feel like those two kind of chunks of
the
blackened
wick, yeah,
looks like the eyeballs of a ghost. And thus I will say, not the character Shoko while alive, which shares most of an episode, but only the tiny little wispy form under Finn's icebox.
I like it. That makes sense to me. Ugh. So waxy.
Yeah.
Okay, switching back to. I mean, I feel like the wax has spoken. The ghost of Shoko. Was the ghost of Shoko? So the ghost of Shoko
was the inciting incident.
And at the end did show up to help reveal the amulet, but didn't say anything.
And barely showed up to reveal the amulet.
Uh-huh.
What it did was Finn remembered and then just knocked down the board. So
right.
You know. So I'm going to say the ghost of Shoko.
All right. Well, I like that. I'm going to go with the wax and also vote for the ghost of Shoko.
In second place, I will say the third sand guy from the right, but it's a distant second.
But he was way dead. I would say in second place.
So was Shoko.
Shai Hulud.
Yeah.
No. Baby Pep Butt.
You can vote for Baby
I'm
Pep
voting
Butt.
for Baby Pep Butt.
But where do you see it in the wax? Oh yeah, you put fucking wax on me.
I'm covered in wax.
Yeah, well, don't touch people when you're covered in wax.
That's not what my mom says. Baby Pep Butt.
Now we got one vote for Baby Pep Butt. One vote for Ghosty Shoko.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Let's go Baby Pep Butt.
Okay, Baby Pep Butt.
No, what are we doing? It's our Halloween episode. Of course, it's the Ghost of Shoko. It's the Halloween episode. If this were any other episode, we would go Baby Pep Butt.
Oh my God, that's true. That's okay. Well, in that case, the
in
wax
honor
of Nancy was correct.
Yeah, in honor of the All Hallows Eve.
Yes. Well, I feel like this has been a pretty good stream.
Yeah, we did it. We said the things we needed to say.
I love the new setup. I think that, I feel like it would be really cool if we live streamed more of our recordings. We might want to think about doing that at some point.
It is something to think about. I mean, and we will discuss off air. I would like you, Eric, to give the fine people at home what I would like to call like a call to not a call to arms, like
a holler for
a holler for coughing. No, that doesn't work. How about a call to action? Yeah, call to action.
Let's call to action.
Yeah. Apparently, its call to action is drinking.
Lovely people at home. My call to action.
And shitty ones. We're not leaving anybody out.
I don't believe that there are any shitty people at home right now. I feel like it's just lovely people at home. My call to action is follow us on Blue Sky. That's my call to action today. I feel like we've been trying to get you over and over to tell a friend about the show, but, I've been having a little bit of a fun time on Blue Sky recently, and I would love to see more of you there. So why don't you head on over to Blue Sky, make yourself an account, and look us up. We are Wizbiz Podcast, and then all the other garbage that goes after that everybody has on Blue Sky. So go find us on Blue Sky and let us know what you thought of our live stream, and if you watched it afterwards. What do we call it? A stale stream?
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
Decaying stream?
Yeah, something
Ghost
like
stream?
that.
Ghost stream?
Yeah. I know that we talk every once in a while about doing more live stream stuff and more things on Twitch and things like that, and never get around to it. I honestly so rarely play video games. Like, the video game that I actually play the most is Solitaire, and I don't think anybody wants to watch me play Solitaire.
No.
Yeah.
What if you played Patience?
Is that a type of solitaire?
No, it's just what they call solitaire in England. We might be more on Twitch. I'm on Twitch all the time at Verb Alex, Verbalex. So it's VERBALEXX. I stream once or twice a week, and you should come find me. I'm also on Blue Sky, Alex Bollen, ALEXXBOLLEN. Thank you all for stopping by.
Yes.
Thank you for...
Switch to our finishing screen.
I will, because I don't think they hear me talking, right?
Yeah, not on the finishing screen.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the chatters, and thank you for the non-chatters. And
we'll see you soon.
Yes, good evening.